Well, welcome to our next assignment, 325, Unit 3, 2.5. And here we have the p5play structure kind of spelled out in the notes. Of course, we're going to have to put some stuff in here because you can see our setup function is not actually shown on line 6. So we're going to have to make it for us, F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N space, and it's just set up. And that's one word right there, even though in the note I made it two. That's my bad. And then we got the open, close parentheses, open fancy brackets, and then I push enter. Yours will probably put that closing fancy bracket for you on line 8, but mine didn't. And again, that's just there for me. Now I can start filling in some code. Next, we have the draw function. So of course, it's a function, F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N space D-R-A-W. Open parentheses, close parentheses, opening fancy brackets, and then on line 14 we got the closing of that fancy brackets. So you can see the assignment is similar to the last one. We have some code that we need to place into its correct location. So, well, I guess you can kind of bounce around if you need to. But the first set of code here, we got clear and background. So clearing is usually, well, pretty much always inside of the draw function. Now you may wonder, well, why is the background in the draw function? It's because as we clear it, it's going to put a new background in, and later on if you want to do things with the background you can. But again, I'm just going to highlight these, Control X, I'm going to go into the draw function and press Control V and clean up any indentation that needs to occur. So this is just going to clear it up for us. And then next up here, places a circle on the canvas. Okay, so here I'm going to include the note on line 20 with the rest of this code for putting circles on the canvas. Now, think about this. This is an if statement, and what it's doing is it's making a circle that has a radius and a color and then a location right here. Now, some of this code may be fairly new to us, but again, you can think about what is happening. It's if someone presses the mouse, that's the mouse button, then something should show up. That means it's not part of the setup. It's something that's going to be happening spontaneously throughout the game. So it's checking for a movement or animation is essentially what it's doing. In this case, you could also say that maybe clicking right here or pressing. And so I'm going to take this code, I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to put this also into the draw function with the note. And yeah, we're going to give ourselves proper indentation here for not just the circle characteristics, but also the closing fancy bracket right there. Next up, we have the start of the canvas right there on line 31. The canvas is part of the setup because what it's going to do is give the size of the screen to the user. In this case, it's 500 by 500. And then down here we see, last of all, there's some kind of spinner on the screen, and it's given its properties of that. So we're going to say this is the spinner properties. I don't think I had a note with the code here. But again, why or you probably should ask, well, why is the spinner code in the setup whereas the circle is in the draw? It's because the circles are not going to appear on the screen in the beginning, but the spinner will. So this spinner is already on the screen. The circles are not until someone presses the mouse right there. You can see that. So this takes care of all the code that we needed to place. Let's see if we can make this a little bit smaller. Excuse me. I don't know if that's small enough. Let's try 15. There you go. This is all the code right there. And this will work. You can see all of our variables actually are being defined inside of the two functions, and that's okay too. So there we go. That should do it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.